Hey horror fans, and welcome back to October Horror Fest. Today we're going to talk about Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection was released on July 12th, 2002 on a budget of $13 million and managed to make $37,664,000. Okay, I'm going to divide this review into two areas. First, I already showed in my earlier video titled that Michael Myers definitely died in Halloween H2O, which proved that Laurie Strode, beyond a shadow of a doubt, did kill Michael Myers. Now, they delivered a story in Halloween Resurrection that showed Michael make a switch with the paramedic and Laurie killed the paramedic instead. Now, the story is unbelievable, but at least they tried to come up with a believable way to bring Michael back from the dead. Now, 3 years later, Michael breaks into a sanitarium where Laurie is pretending to be insane, and after one final battle, Michael kills her. Now, for one point, there's two ways Laurie dies. The first, she falls onto concrete after being stabbed in the back, and I will admit the chances of her surviving are pretty unlikely. However, in the theatrical version, after Michael stabs her, she hits some tree branches and lands on grass. And by all accounts, Michael never checks to make sure she's dead. So I'm not 100% convinced that she dies for sure. Now, whether or not she is dead, the rest of the film could have been great. The story we should have got was 1 year later, John, Laurie's son, and his girlfriend Molly have one final showdown with Michael Myers, likely taking place in the Myers house, with Michael being finished off. And either a surprise at the end where Laurie Strode is alive, or the two walk away with battle wounds, but with Michael being dead beyond a shadow of a doubt. I think this would have been an excellent follow-up to H2O. I also think this film could be made today to follow Halloween Resurrection as long as they get the original actors back, though the film would likely need to take place 10 years later, but I think it would be great. Okay, now let's look at Halloween Resurrection's main plot. The film features a bunch of students going into the Myers house and wearing cameras on a reality internet web series, and honestly, it's not a bad idea at all. Michael starts killing off the group one by one and gets attacked himself and electrocuted and burned. Then at the morgue, Michael opens his eyes and the film ends. Okay, this part of the film is great. The Myers house looks run down and creepy and was built on a soundstage in Vancouver, Canada. And you have a pretty interesting good flow story that is entertaining, though there are some obvious areas for improvement. On the DVD, there is a feature where you can get to see the actors walk around with their head camera views, and in commentary, the producers want to eventually make a new release DVD with individual webcam footage for each cast member, where we would see each one by themselves and either survive or meet their end by Michael, which would be awesome. Okay, the bottom line, Halloween Resurrection is an okay film, but what would make it better is this. Yes, I took out the first 15 minutes because clearly these first 50 minutes belong to a film where the characters John and Molly would have a final showdown with Michael Myers, and where Laurie Strode might or might not have died. And given Rob Zombie's not so good two reboot films, and unless Halloween 3D is good, I feel this final showdown film is worth pursuing and would close the original series effectively, and who knows, if the script is good enough, maybe Jamie Lee Curtis would make a special guest return. Now to Halloween Resurrection's reality internet plot. If they would have made this a standalone Halloween film where Michael Myers is just back and killing people shooting a reality series in his house, honestly, this film would be great, and there would be no real reason to complain. And with the cliffhanger, more sequels could have come, though creativity would have had to be really pushed to make the sequels worth seeing. At this point, the original series has more things going for it than the newer series does, and a 3D film for the original series is not a bad idea. Ultimately, can you enjoy Halloween Resurrection? Yes. Should Halloween Resurrection be a standalone film? Yes. Should we get a final showdown film for the characters John, Molly, Michael, and maybe Laurie Strode? Yes. Please tune in tomorrow as I discuss another horror-related topic. This is the Entertainment Wizard, signing off.